This is the Neoliberal Around podcast. Hello everyone, I'm Ronaldo McKenzie of the Neoliberal Around podcast and YouTube channel. I have an exciting update for you because coming up next on the podcast is season 19, episode 1. And we have an interesting guest, Nate Mr. Miller, the WBA Cruiserweight champion. He has a memoir that's out entitled Nate Mr. Miller, WBA Cruiserweight champion from foster care to the 18th greatest of all time. And I actually just copped a copy of his book. And it's quite an interesting booklet, about 67 pages with pictures and images and of course an interesting story. He's actually a WBA Cruiserweight champion, and he's coming on the show. Listen, I was driving up Wayne Avenue one day, and as I approached the corner of Wayne and Logan, I saw this gentleman, this stately looking OG with a boxing belt and some books. And this is the gentleman right there, and he caught my eye, so I pulled over, had a conversation with him, and I learned of his humble beginnings. I learned of his story and of course and his exploits. It's quite powerful. His story is powerful. You know what? We have a podcast series entitled "What's Your Story." It's quite interesting, the stories that you encounter in your neighborhood as you go out there. There's people with so many stories that's quite intriguing, and I'm so happy I started the podcast. And actually, the podcast is dedicated not just to one different story, but different stories, different topics. So much is happening in the world. We haven't limited our podcast to a particular thing. There's so many stories, and so he's going to be coming on the show this week, and we're going to broadcast the episode later on this weekend. But you know, let me read what he says in the book. Nate Mr. Miller, from being placed in foster care at just 4 years old to rising through the streets of Philadelphia and the unforgiving world of professional boxing, Nate Mr. Miller shares a life shaped by hardship, discipline, and determination. In this honest memoir, he reflects on childhood, the people who helped guide him, the sacrifices behind the fights, and the journey that led him to become WBA Cruiserweight champion. More than a boxing story, this is a story of resilience, purpose, and proving that your beginning does not define your future. It is a memoir of resilience, boxing, and legacy. And he is coming on the show, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to talk about his beginnings, but by the way, right here right at the corner of Wayne and Logan, right across the street from Logan, is a famous little hollow, whatever it's called, a famous boxing area. A lot of boxers were trained right here in this center, and I'm hoping that they can revive the center. But and he trained here, he lived near here still, he's giving back to Philadelphia, but we want to learn about his story and hope that you guys are inspired by the stories. It's season 19, episode 1, that's coming up next. We wrapped up season 18, and of course we were talking about John Anthony Castro towards the end of season 18, and also we had the Neoliberal Around academic, the lecture series, which we wrapped up. We have 2 more actually series episodes in those lectures that we haven't released. We will release those, and then this weekend we will release episode 1 of season 19, sharing Mr. Nate Miller, and he's going to be the first person in studio, because we're going to have him in the studio of the Neoliberal Around podcast. We're going to be upstairs in the studio. He's going to be the first this is going to be the first in-person studio I'm doing, and I'm looking forward to it. And we're going to be using a 3D handheld camera technology, ladies and gentlemen. Continue to support us so that we can grow and we can get the equipment that we need to become a more sophisticated show. But let me tell you, it doesn't even matter. We're telling you this. We're giving you the stories raw, okay? And we have the systems to beef it up when we're done and to blow it up and to make it exciting. This is the Nearly Go Around podcast. We are in Philadelphia. We are in Germantown. Okay, we're available on Spotify, Anchor, iHeartRadio, Podvine. There is no podcast stream that we're not available on. We're on every single podcast stream. We are available on YouTube with over 35,000 subscribers and growing. Support us on YouTube, Ronaldo McKenzie. Support us, anchor.fm/thenailtheball/support. That's how you can find us. Visit us at thenailtheball.com. Visit us at ronaldocmckenzie.com. And of course, come to the corner of Logan and check out what they got. They always have food galore. Sometime on Fridays they have food going. The rec center is still here. But listen, we want to continue to develop and grow Philadelphia. And because this is the city, this is the underground railroad. This is where they ended up. The slaves who were running away from the south to come to the north for freedom, they ended up right here in Philadelphia. And Germantown was part of that history. Developing boxes was part of that history. We're going to share that history. We're going to meet people on the wayside and the roadside, and we're going to tell their story. The stories are powerful. I'm Ronaldo McKenzie of the Nearly Go Around podcast. Support us, subscribe, and share the show with your friends. What good?